You sit down at a bustling cafe in Berlin, ready to finally test out your brand new language skills. You've memorized the vocabulary for the things around you, dog, big, cat, and you want to start a simple conversation. But the moment you try to speak, you hit a wall. As English speakers, we intuitively try to copy-paste our own sentence structures. We expect words like or the to stay static, and when we want to ask a question, we instinctively reach for helper words like do. German, however, operates on a specific logic that requires more than just vocabulary. To speak correctly, you have to identify the gender of every noun and learn how to physically manipulate the sentence structure. Mastering two mechanics, tagging nouns and flipping verbs, allows you to bypass translation traps and build the foundation for your first conversations. The first foundational rule is gender. In German, every noun requires an identity tag to function correctly within a sentence. This matrix shows the three distinct gender tracks: masculine, feminine, and neuter. For definite articles, meaning the, you use der for masculine, die for feminine, and das for neuter. For indefinite articles, meaning a or an, the tags are ein, eine, and ein. If you want to introduce a new subject, like a dog, you use the indefinite article. Since Hund is masculine, the sentence is Das ist ein Hund. Once the subject is known, you shift to the definite article. To say the dog is big, you swap ein for der. The sentence becomes Der Hund ist groß. This same progression applies to the feminine track. You introduce eine Katze and then specify that the cat is sleeping by shifting to the definite article. Die Katze schläft. There is a universal shortcut for plurals. Regardless of the original gender, all plural nouns use the article die. Memorizing a noun alongside its article is the essential first step to building a grammatically stable sentence block. Moving from isolated nouns to active communication requires a standard statement of fact. This diagram illustrates the rigid architectural formula of a German statement. The subject comes first, the verb is second, followed by the rest of the sentence. For example, du wohnst in Berlin. Beginners often struggle here because they try to find a German equivalent for the English filler word du when they want to ask a question. But German is more efficient. Forming a question requires zero new vocabulary, only a structural manipulation of the blocks you already have. You simply swap the first two blocks. By inverting the subject and the verb, the statement du wohnst becomes the question wohnst du in Berlin? The rule is mechanically consistent. The statement arbeitet heute, he is working today, effortlessly flips to become arbeitet heute? Answering is just as simple. You reply with ja or nein, followed by a standard statement where the subject returns to the first position. Questioning in German is a puzzle of physics and word placement, eliminating the need for arbitrary helper words. Bringing gender tagging and the syntactic swap together creates a fluid exchange. You can now correctly initiate a question by simultaneously flipping the verb and applying the feminine article. Hast du eine Katze? The response follows that same logical structure, utilizing a definite article for the now established subject. Ja, die Katze schläft. Viewing the language through these mechanics replaces the frustration of direct translation with a system where ideas connect with precision. Integrating noun tags and verb inversion provides the engine required to speak, inquire, and form authentic human connections in German.